Ho ho ho, Christmas came early. This thing is huge.
Yeah, it's one of the largest aircraft in the world. I know your latest rating was the Airbus A320, so you're moving from 75 tons to 350 tons M2. While you paid $13,000 per hour on the A320, this thing needs $40,000 per hour.
This is my last rating. After this, it's just adding hours to get the ATPL.
Congrats then. Now let's talk a bit about some of the differences between Airbus and Boeing. First things first, both the A320 and the 777 employ fly-by-wire controls. This means that the yoke or the stick position is translated into an electronic demand by the computer, which then computes the actual control surface movement given the air data and sends that movement to the actuators. But while in the case of Airbus they wanted to eliminate any bad piloting habits, in the case of Boeing they wanted to assure classical aircraft control behavior. This means that while Airbus employs hard protections against dangerous inputs, Boeing employs soft protections that can be overridden by the pilot if enough force is applied. This aligns with the classical feel of the aircraft that Boeing wanted, where the pilot can force the aircraft to do anything. Nevertheless, it's still a fly-by-wire system, so the pilot is demanding G-load with pitch inputs, and the 1G load is also in effect all the time, just like for Airbus. Because Boeing wanted a more natural feel, the yoke is demanding G-load at high speed, while for low speeds, it's based on pitch rate demand. Furthermore, the aircraft does not automatically trim but employs an electronic trim position that creates the speed-based trim behavior of classical aircraft. This provides the longitudinal stability illusion of classical aircraft. Basically, when the trimmed speed is exceeded, the fly-by-wire system adds a pitch-up moment, while for slowdowns it adds a pitch-down moment. This means that while an Airbus would keep 1G at a 30-degree bank with neutral stick, the 777 will dip down to resemble the behavior of slowing down in a turn because of lift decomposition and higher drag. The classical behavior is not limited to rotation moments. The yoke is fed feedback signals to match those experienced in a classical aircraft. Thus, the pilot has to fight off feedback forces if need be to make the aircraft do more exotic things. Moving to the engines, these are the most powerful civil aviation engines you can get. Each can provide 52 tons of force while ingesting 1.4 tons of air every second. The exhaust parameters are consistent with what was seen for other high bypass turbofans, though on a class of its own. As mileage go, the 777 eats up a lot of fuel per mile, standing at a 0.46 miles per gallon. However, if we take into consideration the passenger seating capacity, the airliners are the big stars. At 120 nautical miles per gallon per seat, the 777 keeps close to the A319 while surpassing everything else by a few miles. The GE90-115B provides over 62,000 horsepower on takeoff. Using the normal unmixing turbofan power decay law with air density, it still provides more power than any other engine in the lineup. Another difference is the huge length of this ship. The whole aircraft is 74 meters long, while the length from the main landing wheel to the tailboom is 33 meters. That's almost 50% of the aircraft going down on rotation, so tail strike is a distinct possibility. Boeing gave operators the possibility to install tail dragger devices to tell the pilots when they've tail struck. Hopefully, this gives you an idea on what to expect from the 777 as opposed to the Airbus bus.